The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Joe Troyer. Figured I'd jump on just a couple of minutes early, chat with you guys. Got Ryan Walsh here as well.
What's going on, gang? Welcome. What's up, Don Humphrey? Welcome, guys.
Wednesday must have been a weird day, man. Not near as many people on today, but I'm sure once we get up over the top of the hour, we'll have over 100 or so on, I'm sure. What's up, Jeff? Teresa, Don, Humphrey from Gahana. What's up, brother? David. Good to see you guys on. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We can kind of get to those before we officially kick this thing off.
Israel, one of the best programs I've used. Thank you, bud.
Let's see. Can you please comment briefly? Let's see. Joe Glickman, can you please comment briefly on how well it would work without a virtual office in Google My Listing and or without a website? By all means, I mean, you can go rank videos and stuff, but we've talked about this many times, Joe, that the best return on investment that we ever get on our lead gen sites is from Google Maps, right? So that being said, follow along, right? We're teaching you guys a specific method and a specific way of doing something for a reason. And let me make a statement here for everybody on the call so you guys can maybe understand how important Google Maps is. If we rank in Google Maps anywhere in the 3-pack, the snack pack, I could give a shit less about SEO. Yes, you heard that from me. I could literally give a shit less. Why? Because what I'm going to be able to earn in terms of phone calls and leads in addition to what I'm already getting from Google Maps is going to be very few. Right? It may be 10%, it may be 20% more, but how much money and time I have to pour into it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Right? So if we rank in Google Maps, I'm done. I just want to make sure that we keep ranking in Google Maps. Does that make sense to Joe and everybody else on the call? Right? So for example, like Jacksonville appliance repair. Guys, I haven't touched this site in so long. There's more keywords that I could go after. However, right, we rank number 1 or number 2. It changes a little bit, right, in the snack pack, right? Right here, this is us. We ironically rank number 1, but I don't really give a shit about this because almost all of my calls come from this. As soon as I get in the snack pack and this 3-pack, I stop focusing on SEO. There's just no need. Okay, and then I go do the process again. See, Jeff says he just got his virtual office form notarized this AM. Congrats, buddy. $29 a month. Awesome, man. Congrats.
Sue White, 2 new PPC clients this week, Home Security Maid Service. That's awesome, Sue.
Congrats. Good to see you on, Sue. Let's see. Jack says, you mentioned that we should keep out of the top 10 U.S. cities. Austin's number 11. Is it going to be hard for me to rank in Google Maps? I mean, the top 10 is a general rule of thumb. What you want to look at, Jack, specifically, if you're trying to rank in Google Maps, I'm assuming you're going after water damage because you didn't say different. So let's say Austin water damage. What I would go do is I go pull these guys up and run them through Yext's tool, their citation audit tool, and also Moz Locals tool to help you understand how good of a job they've done building citations. And that will help you understand how competitive it is, Jack. But I'll tell you what, I don't think it's going to be that competitive, and here's why. This top guy has 24 reviews, right? He's your really only competition. These other guys, they don't have stars showing up. They're not going to be getting many calls. All right, Andrew Clark. For multiplier method, are we supposed to use junk YouTube's accounts that we can toss if they get banned, or do they need to be seeded? They don't need to be seeded. What I like to do, Andrew, is mix it up. I use multiple accounts, and I went through kind of the equation of how many accounts you need. It depends on how many videos you have and how many keyword phrases you're going after. ultimately leads to how many YouTube accounts you're going to need. But Andrew, I wouldn't do anything that you're going to be aggressive with on a YouTube account that you care about, right? Just for good practice. What was the other one? Then Moz Doyle says it's Yext. So it's yext.com. So you can do this free scan of your business right here, and it'll tell you how your citations stack up. I thought it started at 2. It does officially. Just got on a couple minutes early. What percentage of the time will the 300 citations get you in the 3-pack? Typically, Joe, about 70, 80% of the time. Timothy says, should the email address on the citations be info at site name or the Gmail address? It doesn't matter, Timothy. You can use either. Typically, when we give our citations to WL Marketing, unless you tell them different, they will use a separate account to do those, and I'm fine with that, honestly, because what happens is you start getting a lot of email spam, right? Especially, which one was it, man? I was looking in one of the Gmail accounts the other day. One of the big local directories, man, they send out email like crazy. I had a couple hundred emails just from them. If it doesn't rank, would you go for 600? So if it doesn't rank, Joe, what you want to do is do a search for how to rank on Google Maps in Google and find digital triggers. We're right here. We actually, funny enough, rank above Google and Moz. So go to this post right here, Joe, and share this, and there's some awesome extra resources here. So once you share, you're going to see this. Click here to access the bonus. And basically what you're going to want to do if you still need to rank better is go look at this, where to get authority citations. And there's 2 different types of authority citations. Just go through this. This is what you're going to want to do, is just build some authority citations. Cool, cool. Hey, Keith, just submit a support ticket so we can take a look at it, brother.
Yeah.
I know that one of the hosts, I think it was actually A2, last week was returning us some false positives. It was like I go look at the site and it would be up, but it would show as red. And we use a third-party uptime monitoring service for that. So I think what happened is A2 actually started blocking that third-party service. And so we got it worked out, but just submit a ticket, man. Happy to look into it. Let's see, Laura says, thinking about investing in the income formula. Do you think I have enough time? I don't think you have enough time. Pick one, stick with it, execute hard. All right, guys, awesome. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm going to hit record. All right, guys, welcome to our 3rd Launchpad Immersion call. As of now, you guys should have access to 3 execution maps, and today, obviously, you guys will be getting number 4. If you guys are following along and you've been on all the webinar, you guys deserve a pat on the back. It's been a lot, and I'm stoked because, guys, we're basically at the end of these checklists, right? What we have left is a couple little trainings here and there that I'm going to send you guys. And then we're going to do another webinar, our final webinar, and execution map, if you will, where we talk about actually getting sales, right? Actually selling this to clients. And guys, that's going to be the 1st of the year. So write down this date, and we'll obviously email you guys when we have the webinar link up. So it will be January 6th, which is a Wednesday, at 2 p.m. Eastern. All right, January 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, we'll email you guys out the webinar information then. So just want to get some feedback from everybody on the call. Give me a 1 if you guys are 100% done with checklist number 1. And Ryan, if you could just take a look at the chat there, give me some feedback.
Boom.
On what
One.
done.
That's what I like to see.
What percentage would you say? Are the people on?
Come on, guys, let's get those 1 in there. Oh, looks like maybe 30, 40%.
Okay.
A lot of familiar
And give
names,
me a
guys I've had consults with, so I'm glad to see that.
Awesome. So give me a 2 if you're done with checklist number 2. Okay, help us understand exactly where you guys are right now, all right? Give us a 2 in the chat if you're done with checklist number 2.
Pretty good, pretty good. We got about 20 or so people done with 2.
20%, you said?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. And then last but not least, obviously the last checklist that we gave you guys, if you guys are all finished with execution checklist number 3, give me a 3 in the chat.
Okay, couple guys. 2.5, Rob says. Most of 3. Okay, so a few people. I'm getting through it.
Would you say about half, about 10% then?
Yeah, about 10%.
So 40, 20, 10?
Yeah.
So guys, you guys all need a little bit of a kick in the ass, right? That's why we're not doing the sales execution map and webinar until the first week of January, right? You guys need some time to catch up, and obviously as well, Christmas time isn't exactly the best time to be prospecting either. So the holidays and New Year and everything. So take this time, get caught up. If you guys get stuck, obviously you guys can schedule some time with Ryan. Just curious, give me a me in the chat if you guys have had a consult with Ryan over the execution maps. Just type in me into the chat. What I noticed last time, Ryan, you weren't on the call much, but it seemed like almost all of the people that were on the call had a chat with you and were on most of the webinars.
Lots of familiar names in here. So, yep.
Cool, man. Awesome. So, guys, Ryan will be primarily running today's webinar. I'll be on here adding in some value, adding in some content, but I've been sick as a dog since Friday, and I had a webinar yesterday, and it literally like totaled me out for the entire day. I was absolutely done. Did nothing but lay in bed literally the entire night last night. So just getting over being sick. I had a viral infection, and so Ryan's going to be kind of taking control today and running with your guys' questions, and we'll hand it over to him in just a second. Obviously, I'll still be here. I'll still be in the chat, keeping us all on course, but Ryan will kind of be heading things up today. So today's goal is to identify any real issues that you guys have with the execution maps, 1, 2, and 3. So I think we've done a pretty damn good job so far with the execution maps. I haven't heard of any real legitimate problems since we got started, right? So if you guys have any legitimate issues, this didn't work when I did it. I tried to do this piece in execution, map number 1 or number 2. Please let us know so that we can perfect this, all right? So Ryan, let me know if you see anything in there of any real issues with 1, 2, or 3 so we can get those adjusted for everybody.
Yep, definitely. A couple LKD things, but we can help with that.
Cool, man. So let's just jot those down so we can make sure that we get those taken care of, any that come in.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to today quickly answer questions that you guys have on execution map number 3, right? And spend most of our time obviously on the 4th one, which we'll be giving you guys today. And Ryan will actually start executing kind of over the shoulder, let you guys see what he's doing as he starts working on one of our sites with immersion number 4. So here are all 4 immersion links, and what I'm going to do is actually just grab all of these, and I'm going to paste them into the chat. So all of you guys have literally all of these. Send to all. I'll put them in the chat as well. Cool. So Ryan, man, without further ado, let's actually wait. Before we get kicked off, let me change the presenter over to you. It's weird because it says 2 Joe Troyers. Presenter. So you should be good to go.
There we go. Awesome. Everybody see my screen okay? I'm on the checklist 3 here.
So before you get started, Ryan, I just wanted to make a couple of shout outs. So Timothy, congratulations, ranked his money site for water damage plus the city that he's targeting on page 1 already. Let's see here. Aaron is up to 400 first page rankings with water damage and the multiplier. Congrats, brother. That's fantastic. Way to take action. Ed just got his first client for $100 a call and has done about 7 paid calls so far, so $700. Congrats, Ed. That's fantastic. Obviously, more than the money, just going through the steps, getting the process down so that you can repeat that over and over, right? And last but not least, Thomas just sold a deal in the water damage space for $200 a call. So if you guys would just give them a little round of applause, a little hoorah in the chat, that would be fantastic. So, Ryan, buddy,
Bravo.
take off with it now.
All right, guys. Want to welcome everybody to today's call. Obviously, got a lot to cover today. Gonna respect your time and kind of get through it here. But first thing we're gonna do a little review of the action checklist number 3 that we presented last week. Kind of answer any lingering questions you have on that front. Make sure everybody understands where we needed to be in terms of what we've got accomplished up until this point, so that we can dive into checklist 4 with a full head of steam. We got everything going that we need to. So I've got my checklist 3 here pulled up, and we're just going to do a quick rundown of it. Basically, the high-level goals of this checklist, as some of you guys, about 10% have gotten through now, is to jumpstart the marketing campaign for the low-hanging fruit that we got going on. So by this point, we've targeted the niche we're going after. Primarily, I think the majority of people on the call are following along with us on the water restoration niche. That's fantastic. So we've got our keyword research finalized for that. We're going to have found keywords in our niche that are ranking on page 1 of Google. Then we went ahead and we created a handful of videos for our different marketing campaigns. We will have run the multiplier method to help us generate a boatload of first page video rankings. And then we were going to seed our SendWire accounts with 10 posts to each of the different types of networks. So the bookmarks, the blogs, and the status updates. And then we scheduled out some content for the blog on our actual money site. So those were the goals and checkpoints we needed to hit on this particular execution checklist. So just we're going to real quickly run through this again. Any kind of recurring questions that we got going on or things you got hung up on in this checklist, if you're at this point, please make sure to get into the chat. We'll do our best to address them all as we go through here, but I'm going to kind of dive right in. So the very first step that we needed to take care of in execution checklist 3, obviously, is we needed to find some keywords. So there are a couple parts to this step, and we made sure to kind of document them here as thoroughly and granularly as possible so that we eliminated kind of all the guesswork. So the first part, obviously, is very in-depth here. It's got its own doc. If you just open that up, you'll see the 3 different techniques we've got for getting keywords. We've got keyword jacking, which is basically where we go and we are going to steal our competitors' keywords. And we've got the breakdown for how to do that through here. Got it, Google. So just follow along with that. Technique 2, as we get a little further down here. Again, pretty in-depth keyword research training here. We did kind of a painstaking job here of documenting every single step of the process. The related keyword scrape, you need an SEMrush account. So if you don't want to register for an account, you don't have to worry about going past this step, but you can register today. It's really easy. You can get a free account and you can see 10 results per day. We also got a free 30-day trial link here you can sign up for. So SEMrush, fantastic tool where you can do your keyword research. Basically going to you've all seen at the bottom there in Google when you search a term, and then when you scroll down to the page, you'll see all the related keywords that kind of match that there. And then you're basically going to do some competitive analysis on those, find out which ones have the highest search volume. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this keyword research here because we covered it pretty extensively on the last call. And I just wanted to make mention here again for anybody that is kind of lagging behind still on step 1 or step 2. Always remember, in our Launchpad members area up here under your My Profile in the Help section, we've got the replays for these trainings specifically for you guys on the call so that you can have them. They're not always going to be there. It's really a bonus for the people who are taking advantage of this execution series. So make sure to use those to your advantage and go back and check any things you might have missed. But keyword research, step 1 here on our execution checklist 3. I know a couple people had said they had run into some issues registering for local keyword digger, which is our Adobe Air keyword research tool software that we're giving everybody for free so that they can do some keyword analysis on their own. So if you're running into troubles with that, just submit ticket to support, call up our support guys. We got staff, as you all know, standing by to help you out with that, and we'll get you going. So that's the keyword research. The next step we had in the execution map for checklist number 3 was video poking. So in this step, we were basically going to leverage our keyword research and do some guessing on what we think we can rank the fastest for. It's all about 80-20, right? What's the quickest way we can get to the ranking? So the goal of that was to find the keywords that we could easily accomplish that with. We made some quote unquote crappy videos in this stage and basically replacing them with better ones that we'll make on the next step, which was in step 3. And then once we had some good keyword phrases and we made a little bit better videos, we were going to hit them with that multiplier method step, which is again a pretty in-depth portion of this. So you just click that link to follow along with what the multiplier method is here in step 4. So that's what we would take care of after we were done with everything there. Go back to where we were, video poking here. So video poking, after we went through that, so basically high level, what is video poking? We're finding search terms with video results, and you had that from step 1. If you don't see any video results in the search term, then just move on to the next step. We're going after longer tail keywords that we think are going to convert well and that can rank for a lot of broad phrases. So best mobile dent repair, Palm Beach, best water damage restoration company, Tampa Bay, things like that. And then we're going to use, or we use the YouTube video editor to get those videos out quick and efficiently, just very quick, rapid fire, one after the other, getting those videos out with the YouTube video editor. And our goal is to get at least one of the keyword phrases to rank on page 1 of Google for one keyword. And that's without any backlinks, that's without any embeds, that's without anything. That's all we've done to this point to get that video ranking on Google on page 1 for that particular keyword. And once we find that keyword phrase that worked, we leverage the heck out of it. Now, what does it mean to leverage that? So basically what we did is go after every city in the area that is surrounding the city that you initially rank for. And that's going to allow us to rank for tons of first page videos. So everybody with me to this point? Running through checklist 1, we get a 1. Good, good, good. Cool,
So
cool,
we
cool.
we did this the multiplier method after we did the poke, and we just submitted these I think yesterday. But I'll put in a list of keywords that we ranked for in the chat box for everybody so you guys can see this. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. So again, to this point, we really haven't done anything besides creating a video. So an example post for one of the keywords, best Worcester, Ohio roofing company. Within a couple minutes, we had it ranked number 1. We, again, not building a single link, not getting a single view. We were able to, get that up there on the first page of Google. So we really haven't done anything else besides that to this point. So next, what we were going to do is we logged into the YouTube account. We clicked on the profile in the Creator Studio. We click Create on the bottom left, and then the video editor. You're going to be able to edit that video you have. And there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can just create a quick one. You can use Creative Commons videos. Both have walkthroughs right here, step by step on exactly how to do that. I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through that. Step 3, more the video creation. So we have 3 primary types of money videos that we actually use when we're creating these videos. We use Hangouts, which is just you or an outsourcer on camera on a Google Hangout. Green screen videos, Fiverr.com is a fantastic resource. We all use for all sorts of stuff like this, where we can outsource really professional, high quality looking videos that we can repurpose over and over. And then Rep Videos, I'm sure most of you are aware of. It's a great software. You can easily change, the video styles. You get 25 videos for 99 bucks. So that's a fantastic resource as well. And then we occasionally will use doodle video or animated video. Personally, the 3 above that we have found to be more successful. So those are the ones we recommend. We've got a couple video scripts for you, an example of what the video script for a green screen here looks like, and then kind of an example of what you should be going for. So there's no guesswork in there for you at all. And then once we got the videos created, we're ready to hit it with the multiplier method. That was step 4 on checklist 3. We're going to find local cities close to our target area that we're going to go after, typically within about 20 to 50 mile radius of our initial city. We're going to spin the cities. We're going to create titles and descriptions, and then we're using SynWire to syndicate them all out. So we're generating a ton of different videos in a very, very short amount of time, leveraging that technology we've got with the multiplier method. So we've got the over-the-shoulder training right here. If you click on it, you can watch the entire procedure. Very cool stuff, but want to make sure to keep rolling through this checklist 3 so we can get on to checklist 4 here and get you that new information. So quick kind of common question there was here during the multiplier method step, and I get this question on my console calls a ton of time. How many YouTube accounts do I actually need to do the multiplier method? So the goal is we don't want to have any duplicate videos on the same channel, right? Duplicate videos, not duplicate titles, descriptions, etc. So it really, really depends on how many video variations we create. Otherwise, we don't know how many accounts we need. Are you doing 10? Are you doing 50? So our goal is to make 5 unique variations of it. So if we're going after 30 cities with 5 video variations, we're going to need 6 YouTube accounts. So 6 accounts for 5 different cities. That's 30 cities total. So that makes sense for everybody, because that was a heck of a common question. Cool. And then obviously, where can we get YouTube accounts? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Ryan, real quick. One of the things I'm seeing in the chat, 2 times it came up, Mel Mears and somebody else, was does it matter that the search volume on these is low? And no. Right? When you do the multiplier method, you're blanketing. You're using leverage, right? If I can spend 15 or 20 minutes and generate 100, 200, 300, 400 first page rankings using the multiplier method, I don't care if I get 10 calls a month from doing that, I'd be stoked, right? In water damage, go sell those calls for $200 a piece. That's $2,000 a month. Okay, for how long? 15 minutes, 30 minutes of work? Can I get a 1 if everybody agrees? Like, that's a hell of a return, right? And you guys are going to do this like clockwork, right? You guys are going to pound the shit out of this. And even if you lose a YouTube account or 2, it doesn't matter. You're going to keep doing it, right? Because the return is nuts. Chris says last night he got 20 cities on page 1, right?
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, that's easy. Cool. So I just want to make sure and address that. Hopefully that helps, Mel.
Cool. So the next step, seeding our SynWire money site profiles. So obviously when you get these money site profiles, guys, and they're kind of fleshed out to reflect the business that we're going to be posting to, we want to make sure that we've tested our postings and that all the accounts are working. Until you do that, you're not going to want to continue. So make sure that the accounts are, you're logging in fine, you're posting fine to them, and then you're good to go. So basically the goal in this step is to seed our accounts. And we're not going to go crazy over promotional here. We're just going to kind of flesh out these accounts because we don't want to get them terminated in the first couple of weeks by blowing them up right off the bat with super promotional stuff. That will allow them to stick for a really long time. So again, we don't go in, we don't start slamming them with junk or posts that are super promo-y. We don't send the same post 10 times to the same profile back to back. We're basically going to schedule these 10 posts out for nearly each network over about a 2 to 3 week period. So what we want to do is we want to do 10 posts for each of the different networks that we have inside SynWire. Obviously, right, we've got the bookmark accounts, we've got blog post accounts, and we've got status update accounts. And you can see that when you log into your SynWire dashboard there, you'll see all the account types. So we want to do 10 for each. And here's just kind of an outline that we gave you in checklist 3 of what to be posting in those 10 different updates. So for bookmark ones, we'll bookmark our homepage, we'll bookmark the industry sites, we'll bookmark other money sites that we have in SynWire profiles. Blog post status updates, kind of similar. We're doing for the blog post home pages and services pages. We're doing the individual services page. So for water restoration, we might post to the fire damage page or the mold removal page, whatever the case may be. Status update, obviously for Twitter ones, your first post will be welcome. Wow, our company finally made it on Twitter. We're excited to try this out. Just kind of getting the account rolling with some general, happy to be here. This is our new social media presence that we're going to be sending out some information on to make them, again, look kind of more authentic and to reduce the risk of having the accounts be, terminated right off the bat when we're just starting to get rolling here. So we can do the industry sites mentions, Here for status updates, just set up an XYZ account for YouTube, WordPress, Tumblr, etc. So
guys, this should take you about 15 to 20 minutes to do all of your seeding for your entire money site network. So one of the questions I got a bunch in here was, how long should this take? It doesn't take very long, right?
quick.
My status updates were literally just like what I posted on Twitter. Wow, our company finally made it on Twitter. I just made a bunch of different examples of that and spun it all together and then used it personally. We used it for all 5 of our money sites. So all 5 of the Twitters got that.
Yep, easy stuff. Next step, we were going to get our content together, and then we were just going to schedule them out with the content poster. So one of the prerequisites for this is spin rewriter. We want to be spinning our content. You don't have to have it, but the content is a hell of a lot better when we do it. And after you purchase that, you can add it straight into your Launchpad profile. So basically, you would go into Launchpad under your site manager. You would view the details on the site you want to add the content to, and we're going to go into this a little bit in depth here in a few minutes. We'd be adding a new post, importing it, searching for our keywords, selecting the articles we want to automatically rewrite, and then we're just going to click and spin and save the draft. So very, very easy to do. And again, we'll go over that here in a few minutes. We're going to review the content, clean up anything that's egregiously bad grammar or something that just sticks out like a sore thumb, and get that taken care of. We optimize the post a little bit with the headings and images, and we'll be talking about that here shortly. And then we're going to schedule them out. We're going to get a ton of content and then schedule it over the next couple of weeks, and then we're done with worrying about content for that amount of time. We're saving them as drafts, we're scheduling them, and then we're choosing how we want to submit them on the scheduler. So it's easy, guys. We'll show you here in a few minutes. So last step in the checklist 3, and then we're moving on, is we are going to set up our info@yourdomain.com to forward to your site at gmail.com. So this was in the execution checklist 2. You should already have at this point an email set up that is your domain name at Gmail. If you're not there yet, make sure to get that taken care of. Just click the tutorial video, and then you'll be ready to roll with that different email. So we want to make sure that that is forwarding, again, the info at our domain to our domain at Gmail. That makes sense for everybody? Let me know if we're good on checklist 3. We're ready to dive in onto checklist 4 and get some of this stuff knocked out. Let me get a 1 in the chat box there. 1. Okay, cool. Obviously, with these checklists, guys, we've tried to remove as much guesswork as possible. There is a lot to them, as evident by some of you guys still being stuck on 1 or 2. But just keep plugging along at it. Again, we try to make it as linear as possible. And Joe's been busting his ass on these things, guys. They're about as in-depth as you can get. No step is left out. We try to remove as much guesswork as possible. We just get a little feedback in the chat how you guys are liking this execution series so far in terms of just the actionable content that we're trying to lay out here, so that we've removed the guesswork. We're giving you things you can take steps to do to get this business up and off the ground or to improve it. So yeah, I appreciate that, guys. We've been, again, killing ourselves over here trying to put this together. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. So here we are. Launchpad execution checklist number 4. Like Joe said at the beginning of the call, we are damn close to the end. We have done all the nitty gritty. We've kind of set up everything we needed to set up, all the painstaking, account creation, content, all that sort of things. We're ready to kind of start getting some of the fun stuff. So the goal of this execution checklist is to get into link building. We're going to be building out our local landing pages with the local spinner, and we're going to be deploying some automation and then finally doing some competitive analysis to see what we need to do to start really competing organically in Google. So by the end of this, what we're going to have accomplished here, we're going to have found all of our authority listings. We'll have started boosting our authority listings. We're going to create some custom maps for some awesome links and citations from Google. And we'll kind of walk through that here in a few minutes. We'll have set up some automation with your money site social profiles. We'll have extended at this point our SendWire reach to way even more networks. We'll have built out a bunch more local landing pages with this local spinner for all of the cities that are around our lead gen site, so we can pump out a lot of new content. And then we'll have ran a competitive analysis again to figure out what do we really need to do at this point to kind of fine tune what we're doing and make sure we're ranking as good as we can be organically. And we're going to have a list of links from our competitors that we can build off of. So lots of cool stuff here in this checklist. So let's dive right in. So first step, we're going to find our authority listings. So in this step, basically our main goal is we're going to find the pages on our find pages your website info is on and that are deemed authoritative by Google. These pages are going to build more, we're going to build more links to, and that's basically going to allow us to pass the juice link through and get that trust. So typically what people do in this step is run Moz stats on the domains. And then we actually do that a bit differently. So what we do is we do a search in Google for the keywords to see if any of our SynWire profiles or citations come up within those first few pages of the Google search results. So you basically just go into Google, you do a quick, in quotes, your main keyword there, your company name, so Tampa Restoration Experts. And the goal is to find 10 listings that are ours, meaning it's either our Yelp profile, our Tumblr, and we're going to grab 10 of those URLs. So once we've got that done, we can move on to step 2. So we want to make sure we got 10 good listings that are on Google in the first few pages that are from our SynWire profiles or citations. Okay. Step 2 here, we're going to be boosting those authority listings. So what we mean by boosting is we're basically going to power up the authority for those listings that we found in step 1. And that's going to allow us to rank for our targeted keyword phrases, and it's going to pass the authority and trust over to our money site. So we're just building up that authority, building up that authority. And this is the exact process that we've used for every single one of these that we've done. So the process, so some results for Mobile Dent Repair Miami between the first and second pages of Google. So we syndicated the links through SynWire profiles, and these were our non-money site profiles. These were our B team minion profiles. If you haven't built out those B team profiles, or again, what some people, they call them like the minion profiles, you got to get that done because we need those profiles to be able to send out from. And we suggest having about 5 of those minions accounts for each single network inside SynWire. So for every one of those account types, we want 5 just burner B team accounts. And we can be as promotional with these accounts as we want. You don't need to worry about anchor texting. You don't need to put like click here. You can just be super kind of promotional with those. If you don't want to kind of worry about this or deal with it, SynWire Boost is actually something we've created that allows you to very easily click an option when you're in SynWire called Boost in your post, and it's basically going to deploy the post to over 100 of our tier 1 networks. That's going to kind of instantly give you some pretty serious authority. So if you want kind of info on that, I know a lot of people on the call have been using Boost, just in people I've been doing consult calls with, and it's been working like gangbusters. So I wanted to make sure everybody kind of knew about that alternative if you don't want to kind of go through the more detailed process of this.
So,
go ahead.
Ryan, let's pull up some examples of step 1 and step 2.
Okay.
So I think let's first just do a search for Mobile Dent Repair Miami, so everybody can kind of get it, and then we'll actually do it for one of our water damage sites too.
Cool. So we got Mobile Dent Repair Miami here. There's the site. Now we're gonna find some.
So right there, Ryan, click on that second Yelp listing.
Let's get the second Yelp here. Here we are. I'm going to grab that.
So this is an example. This is ours, right? And this is one that we boosted. That's why it's ranking, right?
Yep.
So if you go back, this is an example of one. If you go back, you'll see on the home page, we have our money site as number 1 organic, our video is number 2, and then that Yelp profile. And if you go down again, should have another one there.
Oh, we did.
Yep, at the bottom 2 are mine too. Manta and MapQuest.
Yep. So those are the URLs we want to pull to comprise that list of 10 that we're going to boost.
Does this make sense to everybody? So we found these authority sites that have our listings on them. They're either ranking for our keywords already, or they're just, if we can't find any that are ranking for our keywords that are our profiles, then what we want to do is we just want to go out and we want to find ones that are just ranking for our site name, right? And you'll see that in the checklist.
Yep.
As Ryan pulls it up, right? So 1, do a search in Google for your keywords and see if any of them come up. Step 2, then do a search on your site name or your brand name. So Ryan, why don't we do an example here, like we were doing it for water damage, and one of these sites that we just built. So why don't you just do a search? Let's do Tampa Restoration Experts. Put spaces in between all the words. Yeah. So guys, these are the citations, and these are everything that we've built so far for one of the lead gen sites that we've been building right in front of you guys, right? 422 results. Okay, so what we would do is we go through here, and our goal is to pick 10 of these, right? So pick 10 that are ranking well and that you know of, right? So Brown Book is popular. I go down Mantis. We've gotten that to rank before. We grab that one, right? And I go through this list and try to find these ones that we're going to start pushing some authority to. Our money site, number one, and then also getting to rank in Google.
Yep.
Can I get a one if that makes sense to everybody? How do you know that they're yours? Ryan, click on one.
It's our site.
Yep, Tampa Restoration Experts. That's from us doing our citations, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, easy way to check. Just click on it.
Yep. Cool. Mel says most of those are from the 300 citations. Exactly.
Got it.
Cool. So we're just sending link juice, guys, to these. We can do it from SendWire, send link juice to these authority listings. We can use Boost. If you guys don't want to go set up a bunch of B teams, we spend like $1,500 to $2,500 a month on accounts for SendWire Boost. And guys, this will probably never be released again publicly. It just costs us way too much money. But I wanted to extend the offer out to you guys to pick up SendWire Boost. So the link's there. Or thirdly, you guys can go out and you guys can buy some links, right? So I gave you guys examples of where you guys can buy PBN links, where you can buy GSA links and SAPE links that you guys could use for this as well. How many of you guys, if you guys could rank one of these listings on Google number one for your primary keyword, so city and water damage, how many of you guys think that this would be like utterly amazing? You guys could probably get 30, 40 calls a month just from that. 111.
Yep. Oh my God.
Okay, so how many of you guys think that this isn't possible? Give me a 2 if you think I'm full of shit and you couldn't rank it for city water damage or water damage city.
I don't see any 2s.
No 2s?
Somebody
So
got to
Ryan,
be
do a
skeptical.
search. Do a search for Phoenix water damage. Justin's like 2, LOL. Without quotes.
Nope.
And look below maps. Doesn't look like they're ranking number one anymore.
It was.
This Google Docs link was ranking number one for 6 or 7 months. Maybe it might be the word order. Maybe if you do the opposite word order. It was just ranking number one the other day too. Go down. No, it fell. Anyways, for about 6 months, 7 months that I knew of, this site was ranking, that Google Doc was ranking number one for Phoenix water damage. Obviously, Phoenix is a pretty damn big city. Cool.
All right.
All right, Ryan.
Step 3, we're on to creating some custom maps. So with Google, we can create custom maps, and in this step, we're going to be basically making 10 different maps for our money site. And these are maps that we can rank for long tail keywords, or we can rank them for non-competitive keywords really, really easily. So plus you get a link and a citation from Google. So that's always good. So some example rankings here, just pull these up real quickly. There's the mobile dent repair Clearwater mobile dent repair. emergency water damage Boca Raton. You see that Google link there, the Google My Maps. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to log into your Google account, and prerequisite for this, you're going to need a handful of Google PVAs in order to do this, because you don't want to do all 10 maps on one account. Do like 2 maps per Google account that you have. So just want to give a disclaimer there.
So let's see, John Marenko said he got his maps to rank. This strategy that we're showing you guys for divorce attorney.
Nice.
Love to know what city, but yeah, these things work really well.
Yeah.
So guys, not only can you rank them for your money sites, but the cool thing is that these are google.com profiles, right? You're getting a link from google.com. Okay, and you can also add in your citation there, which will help you rank on Google Maps. So PVAs, Clay, stand for phone verified accounts.
So basically, the first thing we're going to do is add the map title here. So let's do this for our, I don't know if we've done it for Sarasota Restoration Pros.
You need to use a business that's already set up. So do like Stewart Restoration Pros.
Okay.
So what you want to do in the map title, though, is you want to name this, we name those whatever keyword phrase we want to rank. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot of use for the title. So let's say I wanted to rank for emergency water damage, Stewart, Florida. That's what I put in the map title. Okay, then in the description, I would add something about the business. So Ryan, just put in like, we cover all facets of restoration, including water, fire, etc., something like that.
Damage and fire.
Okay, so wait. So open up a new tab and go to that site, stewartrestorationpros.com. So what we want to do here is we want to, in the description, we want to add a link to the site, plus, yeah, don't do that. Go down in the bottom right and grab the address, and we want to put the address and the full business name and everything in there, right? So include Stewart and the phone number. So that's our NAP, our name, our address, and our phone number. So just paste that in there, and make sure we get in a link in there too, to stewartrestorationpros.com. Yep.
All right.
All right, so if you hit the more, just show everybody on the left where that is. Up there, yep. So there's the actual citation. When we make this thing public, you guys will be able to see the link and then citation in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and do a search for the business, Ryan, and add that, Stewart Restoration Pros. No.
Oh.
Back in the My Maps. You haven't added anything yet to My Maps. Yep, right there. Type in Stewart Restoration Pros and select that first one that comes up. Okay, you see how that just added that to our map on the left and how it's pulled it up here?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Done.
So now we want to share it and we want to make it public.
Where's our share option here?
It should be in the under the search section. Let me just pull it up as well.
Okay. Oh, here we go. So we're gonna change
Yep, so
that.
just make sure, change, yep, you got it. On, public on the web.
Yep.
Okay.
We've got that link.
So go ahead and paste that link in a new tab just to show everybody. So paste that, and where it says edit, actually let's, you have Safari or something installed where you're not logged into Chrome? So what you're going to want to actually do is go back up in there. Yeah, log back out of Chrome, Ryan. So guys, this part's really important. I want to share it with you guys. Paste that URL back in the address bar, but don't hit enter. And see right there where it says google.com/map/d/edit. We want to change edit, and edit should be viewer. So you just want to change out viewer there. So change out edit for viewer, and it'll pull it up. You don't need to be signed in as long as you shared it. So that's what we go through in the tutorial, showing you guys how to do this.
Boom.
Cool. So if you, yeah. Does that make sense to everybody? So this is a property called My Maps. With My Maps, we can get links back to our site, and we can also put in our citation. And if you guys build some links to this using something like SynWire, or just buy some links, you guys can get these to actually rank for your money keywords as well.
Yep. There we go. And again, guys, video walkthrough here. We've got some example maps. We just did one in real time there, but you can check that out. But very, very easy step to take there. Step 4, extending our SynWire reach. So in this step, we've got some really cool automations with IFTTT. So that's if this, then that, for those of you who are unfamiliar. And the name of this game here is that we are extending our reach with SynWire. So it's basically going to be like triggers. So when we're posting to our WordPress blogs, we can have it automatically post to Weebly, which is a network that we don't support. Or how about when you throw out a post on Twitter, it can automatically send over a post to Google Plus and also Facebook, which is something I get asked quite a lot about. So all of the recipes that Joe's cooked up here, just click on the link, some really, really cool ones. And if this, then that we've all got shared for you. So again, if something's to Twitter, it'll send it to LinkedIn. If it's sent to YouTube, it'll send to your Google Drive. If it's, any of these. So some really cool ones here that you can use for if this, then that, to kind of, again, extend what we're doing with SynWire. So we're obviously already posting to a pretty good number of social accounts, but this will allow you to kind of sprinkle in some things that will help cast that net even wider. And again, video over the shoulder here for doing that. But here are some we put in for you example ones that you can do to, again, kind of continue to spread the reach of what we're doing with SynWire. So very important step there. Step 5, we're automating the SynWire money site accounts posting. So the prerequisite for this step is we make sure we've tested all of our posting again. Very important that all of our accounts are in there, they're posting properly. Then we're going to make sure that all of our money sites accounts are in one network. Example is, so all of our Tampa Restoration Expert profiles are in one campaign. So you see in SynWire here, I've got my campaigns pulled up, 4 different campaigns. We've got our Tampa ones, and it's got a designated set of accounts that it's going to be posting to, so it knows which ones. So we've got our Tampa Restoration Twitter, Tampa Restoration for this, Tampa, or so it knows which ones it's going to, Tampa Restoration. So we want to make sure that those are all going to the correct accounts for that money sites campaigns. So the goal here, guys, is what we're doing. We're automating the posting of our SynWire money site accounts. So they're basically set it and forget it. So what you're going to do here, I'm already in SynWire. You just click on the RSS feeds. Let me pull this over here. And you're going to click on, new RSS feed. You're going to enter the URL of the money site feed example. So I've already got my TampaRestorationExperts.com/feed in there. So you'll see, already got it in here. And I've got it set to post to all of the networks, and I've got it set to post to hourly. Okay? So that's all you want to do there. And then that's going to drip out anything that goes on to that site's feed to all of your different SynWire networks. And also, like you saw in the previous step before with IFTTT, you can expand them out even further. So again, we like it on hourly, and then you just select the campaign and you're ready to start dripping them out. Everybody good with that step? That makes sense? Get a 111. Any questions on that there? Bruce says IFTTT is insane. do we use throwaway accounts for IFTTT for that step?
No, it's the same profile
It's
as
money
before,
profiles.
right? You're
Yep.
extending your money site profiles. So we have accounts on all the networks that are inside of SynWire branded to each of our money sites, right? Tampa Restoration Experts. So when we're extending it, Ryan, if you just want to scroll up there, if we're extending it
Yep.
to post to Google+, if we're extending it to post to Pinterest, right? It's going to be the same account that we use across the board, right?
Yep.
It's branded to that same company.
So all these sites are all these ones are branded. All right. So we've got the RSS feed set up for the feed on our site. Next step, super critical and commonly overlooked factor, indexing. And today we're going to solve that problem more quickly for you.
I want to get a head count from everybody first.
Okay.
Anybody here, a hardcore SEO, have some problems getting stuff indexed? Give me a yes in the chat.
Yep, Frankie.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Go ahead, man.
So basically the process we use to create indexes here for us is we're basically going to use Google Drive. There's a walkthrough video here for you, but I'll just do one real quick. So I'm going to open up a new Google Drive here. Just do like
we're going to do an example with Google Drive.
an example, yeah, not an actual one.
We're not using Google Drive to index it, but we're going to do an example of, we're going to show you guys live on the call, Ryan is, how he can get something indexed literally in a matter of a minute or two. Okay?
So basically what we're going to do here, we're going to go to our site. We're going to grab the site name, do Stewart Restoration Pros. Let's center it here, fold it out.
So it doesn't really matter what
Doesn't
he's
really
putting
matter.
in the document, right? But he's just going to grab some stuff to put in there. Let's put in the
Grab the
URL. Let's put in
URL.
the phone number.
Yeah.
Right, and so we're making a brand new Google Doc, and live on this webinar, we're about to get it indexed right in front of you.
So there we go. That should be all we need. And we just name it here, Stewart Restoration Pros. So then what we're going to do is we want to make sure to share it, and we're going to make it public on the web. So we're going to share with others.
Just go to advanced.
Yep. And then we are going to
Top right change.
Here we go. Anybody on the web, public on the web. We're going to save that. Then we're going to hit done. Then I'll grab the link, and you'll see here if I do a search for it.
Make sure you go to google.com
Yeah.
and put it in the search box.
Yep.
You have to go to google.com. You're still at your homepage, not
Yeah.
google.com.
Let's log out here.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're going to need to be logged in for the next step.
Yeah. So you see there, not indexed. Let's sign back in here.
Ryan, why don't you put that in the chat for everybody so they can see that it's not indexed too if they want?
Yeah. Here we go. There's the link. So now I'm logged back in. Then I'm going to go to this link here, google.com/webmaster/tools/submit -URL. I'm going to put in the URL. Let them know I'm not a robot. Hit submit request here, and then check out what happens when I go back to the thing. That was Google that just came in here. One of them checking out the site. Well, it's hard to see now. Everybody's
maybe
going
we shouldn't have
after it.
shared it with everybody.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have shared that link right after that. Normally, if you don't share on a webinar or something and you go back to it, you'll see somebody will come in and it'll be Google there checking it out. So now, let's see if I can log out of this one. It might take a minute or two, but we'll see here.
Yeah, it can take sometimes up to about 2 minutes. Sometimes it's as fast as like 30 seconds though.
Yeah. But pretty cool, easy way to get something indexed on Google in what did that take us? 60 seconds? So definitely a nice little trick there. There's a video walkthrough showing it in action and it actually indexing, of course, on Joe's example here in a few seconds, whereas mine it's going to take a couple minutes. And I want to respect everybody's time, so we'll move on here. But now you got that link. Check it out later. Do a search on it. Step 7, big step here, guys, that we got the local spinner. So prerequisite for this site, we need to have WP Backup Plus installed on our lead gen site where we want to execute local spinner. So each step here is really, really kind of intricate and long. I would recommend just watching the tutorial video. It got a chapter jump mark here where it skips straight to it. But just if we want to...
So if you guys do the search without edit now, I just put the link in the chat box. It has been indexed.
Boom. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's log in here.
So guys, that was worth the price of admission by itself.
Yep. You said, holy crap. Sorry, it's indexed. Awesome, man. All right, so let's go to my account here. Again, guys, we're on step 7 here, the local spinner step. So which site should we do here? We've got Sarasota, Tampa, Orlando, St. Petersburg, Jacksonville. Under site
Tampa.
manager here. Tampa, let's do it. We're going to go to view details on Tampa. And then you'll see here, got a lot of content already ready to be pushed out. But our local spinner down here, let's see if I click it. We're going to want to click add here for a new campaign. Name this Tampa Restoration Experts. I'm going to select this site. Next, and then what do we think? Search by county here.
Yeah, let's do county. So guys, the reason I'm doing county in this example is because we're doing Tampa, Sarasota, and St. Petersburg, and those are all really, really, really close to each other, right? So the easiest way for us to separate these without having lots of overlap on these sites is to do it by county, right? So it's Hillsborough County, and to figure that out, guys, all I did was just a Google search Tampa County in Google, and it brought it right up for us.
So there we go, Hillsborough County. We're going to select right there, and then you can hit the minus or the plus sign there and see every single one there. So Hillsborough is the one we're going to go with. I'm going to hit next here. So that's 79 cities inside of Hillsborough County. So we got Tampa, obviously, with a huge population. We can reorder these in any way that we want, but by default, I believe it's going to have, the most heavily populated cities inside of the county prioritized here for you. So we're going to go on and hit next here. Then we're going to select the page type. Do we want to do a post for this, or do we want to make it a page here? So
I always suggest to everybody to use a page. That's definitely my favorite type.
There we go. So what do we got here for content? We've got carpet cleaning, mold remediation, fire and smoke, water damage restoration.
Just say no parent page.
No parent page. Template.
Actually, let's do the water damage restoration one. Yeah.
Cool. We're going to select the template. It can be
full width is fine.
And then we can either submit these immediately, we can schedule the submissions out and say kind of start it on this date and then submit one post every, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever you want. So for this one, we're probably going to want to schedule it out. What do you think here? We'll start it today. We'll do one page every
let's do one every, how many total pages are there? So what I always like to look at, guys, is how long it's going to take to complete. And so for me, I want to get a jump on this, but I don't want to schedule them all immediately. So let's go ahead and do schedule 2 posts every 1 day.
Cool.
Right. So basically, then we'll have this thing done, in roughly a month.
Yep. January 24th. And this is all going to be done. 79 new pages. So there we go. So we're going to hit next here. Then we're going to put the title of the page we want here. So, I don't know, water damage restoration, Tampa water damage.
So let's do, okay, so we need to start using the tokens, right? So let's do city, and then let's do state abbreviation, and then water damage restoration, Ryan, for the title.
Okay. Water
copy
damage
those tokens on the left.
Yep, water damage restoration.
So city, space, state abbreviated. Now let's do state abbreviated.
State abbreviated, there we go.
And then let's put in the Tampa phone number after in the title. So if you just want to pull up that site, let's grab the phone number.
There we go. Tab City. All right.
Yep. So let's just here do, let's mix this one up. Let's do city, hyphen, state abbreviation, and then water damage. Let's do hyphen in between water and damage.
Yep.
Okay. So then, Ryan, next what we need to do, guys, is we have content, but we need to spin it, right? So why don't we show everybody the content that you have? Let's clean up your tabs a little first.
Like, these things are all over the place, so we've got that taken care of. We don't need Cinewire anymore. We don't need that. We're not working with that.
So next, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go spin this content. We're not going to spin it by hand. We're going to use Spin Rewriter to actually spin it. So once Ryan gets all his tabs under control, we're going to log into Spin Rewriter.
Get that old LastPass share. All right, guys, so we're in Spin Rewriter here. We're gonna basically be spinning our articles. So where we need to go, we're going to rewrite our articles, post all of our content in here that I had written up. And then what can we do? We spin it at the sentence level, right?
So let's go down and click Settings, right there in blue. And here, what I always do is use the recommended. So the recommended setting is use suggestions that you believe are right. And then we do the multi-level nested. And then in protected keywords, what you want to do is put in your main keywords that you don't want to get spun, right? So let's include water damage. I think, what was your other header there? Mold remediation?
Yeah, mold removal. Let's double check and make sure. Water extraction, mold removal.
So we're going to grab any of the main keywords that we don't want changed. Okay, so protected keywords, guys, again, if you're not used to this, are just keywords that aren't going to get spun. Ryan, pull back up, open that article that you wrote. So the other thing that you guys will see in here is company as a placeholder. Let's go ahead and put that in the safety list, the protected keywords.
Good idea.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and now we're going to keep moving. Start the rewriting process. Somebody said their database was down earlier. Hopefully it won't be down now while we're recording and showing you guys the demo. So this takes a second, guys, but much faster than doing it by hand.
I'll say. So now we've got, new variation.
This bad boy.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so now down at the bottom, go to one-click rewrite settings and click start one-click rewrite process. And Ryan, if you could just scroll up it if you can. I don't know if you'll be able to or not, so they can see the
what it's doing
synonyms
here.
going in. Yeah.
Holy content. Yeah, a little faster than manual. George says, how much content do we need so it's not repetitive? So you saw here, George, we had,
If you watch the training and the that we have in the execution map for you, what we suggest is doing 3 to 5 headers. And if you'll see Ryan's article, that's what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done, let's say, I don't know, 100 words under each before we spun it. So there's probably 300 to 400 words in there, I would assume.
About. So there we go.
So continue to final step. Looks like go down. It ignored your safety. Look, water damages,
Yeah, it did.
damage, harm.
Well.
So let's go back to step 2. Click that link below. We need to get that figured out. It's going to take us way too long to edit that live on the webinar, so make sure we get that in there.
Yep.
So let's make sure we go slow and we get all of the things in here.
Yeah, so we got water damage, water remediation.
Actually, do the automatically protect capitalized words, and we should be good, because those are all your headers were, and so was company. So you can get rid of those. You don't need them in there.
Oh, it's automatically going to do it.
Protect. Yeah, start the one-click rewrite. So let's do it again. We should be good to go this time. Gotta love how things work out live on a call.
Gotta love a live call. That's crazy. Thoughts here?
Sorry, I was talking this whole time, and
It looked like
all right, let's try one more time.
With the automatic.
Go up though. Go up. So we need to go back one step though. So down. See how everything's spun already? We need to get back to the one that isn't spun.
Yeah. All right. So settings here. Automatically protect capitalized words, which they are. All right. I hit it.
Weird. Fingers crossed. Somebody says support ticket. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Jamil knows our style. All right, so you'll see there. I'm not nuts.
All right, so let's make sure that we hit one more time the settings. One click, I think. One click rewrite settings. The next tab, buddy. The next little button. There you go. All right, we should be good.
All right. That's crazy.
What the? I don't know. They must be having some type of problem
Support
today.
ticket indeed, Jamil. Probably going on with their database earlier. And in any event.
In any event, Ryan, once this is done, let's just go ahead and grab it.
Yep.
And then we'll just make a couple quick changes in Google Docs.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it again.
All right, we'll continue on to the final step here. So now we've got, spun version of all this content we've written. So I'm going to copy that, bring it back over into Launchpad.
Let's put it in a Google Doc first real quick, just so we have the whole thing to look at. And let's do a little tune-up of the headers real quick.
Cool.
I don't care so much, guys, honestly. I'm not real anal about the sentences themselves, but at least the headers need to have my keywords in it, right? So let's just double check the headers. So let's just only put water damage. Yep, next one.
Looks like it was
Water
just that
mediation
first
didn't
one.
change. Well, that's good. There we go.
Well, that's weird. It did.
Every other one?
Yeah.
All right, so not as bad as we thought.
There we go. And we're going to need to make
All right, so what we want to do
H2s.
now. Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
So we're going to need to make these headers, obviously, H2 here. There we go. So again, at this point, we've got the title in, our slug using those tokens. We've scheduled it out. We've got the spun content with the headers now.
Images.
Images, what do we think? Throw them here underneath.
I do one in the top right and then one like bottom left.
There's a little image.
So if you do add media, do add media first. Upload the first one. Don't try to go too fast in here.
Yeah, we got some good
Okay, open.
free.
All right, so let's double click that one, and let's go to alignment and put right or left, whichever one you want, and then click add image next to URL. So guys, this will allow us to spin in the images. So Brian's going to choose his other picture, and then we're going to do it again, right? So we're going to take half of these pictures that are the water damage ones, and we're going to put them in the top, and then the other half we're going to put in the bottom of the content. Not really.
I think 5 of these each.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Tokens can be used in the article, Scott, and we'll be doing that next. And we'll be changing out company name. So John Kelly says, where'd you guys get these images? We go through that in the tutorial, John, for this. So we go to Google, and we do a search in Google Images, and we make sure that we use the option for us to be able to actually use it, commercial use specifically. We want to make sure it's turned on.
Okay, and you'll see it's 5 of them up there. Then we'll come to the bottom here.
Yeah, so the first time you guys do it, just do add media, and then what you're going to want to do is hit that align. So double click on the image once it's inserted. Yep. And then just click add image there.
Oh, did the same one.
Somebody said, can you use the spin text and the image alt text? I'm sure you probably could, Scott. We don't. Dan says he does add the city in the plus the keyword in the alt text. Cool, Dan. Yeah, we'll have to play around with that.
Let's get one more in here.
So the big thing, guys, when you guys grab your images, is make sure that they're not too large. I saw one of them in here that was like 1024 width, so we're gonna have to make an adjustment here. So make sure, guys, again, that they're just not too large in terms of width or height, or you'll run into an issue where it makes your page look distorted. All right. So Ryan, let's go ahead and let's finish optimizing this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get rid of company, obviously, everywhere.
Yep. And we're going to put in Tampa Restoration Experts.
So the other thing that I want to do is on our site, we have each of these services, these headers, we have an individual page for as well, right? So we're going to do a little bit of internal linking on this as well. So once Ryan's done getting rid of all the companies and replacing it with the company name. Yeah, you can use something like Picasa to format all the photos and properties before you do it, definitely. Wanted this to be as real as possible for you guys, though, on the call. Stuff happens. You got to change up your strategy.
Real time. All right,
Let's
so
see,
we got all
Scott says local spinners worth 3 times the cost of Launchpad.
yeah, buddy.
All right,
All right.
so Ryan, under the block of text after the H2,
Mhm.
what I want to do is put in a read more. Just literally put in read more, and then let's link it to the services section on Tampa. So if you just pull up like Tampa Restoration Pros and hit the services drop down, there's a page for water damage, mold remediation, fire, and then fire and smoke.
There we go.
So let's link to each of these, and I want to put it after the paragraph of text.
Okay.
Or it's not exactly a paragraph, the little blurb of text after the H2.
The little blurb of text after the H2. So right after
After the little paragraph. So not after the H2. So you got the header, and then we talk about it, and then we're going to have a read more after.
I got you.
And then just add in another break there, paragraph break, after that between the H2 so the spacing isn't all on top of each other. There you go. Let's do that for each of the sections. All the water ones we can hit that one page with.
Okay.
Actually, I think there's 2 pages. Is there 2 pages? No. So one for water, one for mold, and then one for fire and smoke. Right, but this is an easy way, guys, that we can do some internal linking. And we don't need to be crazy about it, but some good internal linking is always nice.
Fire, smoke.
You have one more company there in that last paragraph,
I see.
too.
Yep.
So guys, just a little tip here too. When you're doing this, what I suggest always doing is when you're in here, especially when you're going through local spinner and you're spinning stuff, typically I like to do this all outside of local spinner first, right? Do it in a Google Doc, get everything ready, and then pull it in, just so that you're not doing so much editing. You can hit this in the bottom right of the little editor. There's a little window. You can make this box bigger, right? You can pull that and actually make this box larger. So that can help, but I like to do it really outside of here and have it ready to go before putting it in. So what I also like to do is if I start making a bunch of edits in the FCK editor here, this little editor, I will copy this and I'll put it in a Google Doc. So Ryan, why don't you do that right now, just in case we have to make any changes after this, at least we have the backup, right? So always, always, always back up your work, have another saved copy of it somewhere.
All right.
All right, cool. So let's go up, and what we need to do here is let's enter in some random states and cities in the header. So you're at the very top, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do water damage, and let's do county, and then state. Okay, we're just going to kind of randomize this, guys. This is already in our page title and slug. We have in the city and the state. So the next one, for example, we could just do city and state abbreviated if we wanted to. You could just do state, Ryan, if you wanted for this one. Do completely random. This makes sense? Just throwing in a bunch of variations here of the tokens. Cool.
There we go.
All right, so then what we're going to want to do is go down, and let's go ahead and hit preview. So this is what I was talking about with this image. This image size is really big, so we need to edit that one for sure.
It's funny, when I did the, they were all medium images I took from Google. I probably should have done small.
Yeah. So we'll need to make an edit of that, but let's just go ahead and click next so everybody can see the process kind of through and through. Your title does have...
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, go back. So let's go ahead and put in at the very...
Oop.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
That's why we got the backup.
Crapola. There's no city selected. Got to go back another step. Oh. I don't think it's there. No, you don't have any cities selected. You gotta start over, Ryan. Why don't you copy over the title and the slug, though, while you have it? Into that Google Doc. So not a big deal. We have all the content and the image URLs and everything, so.
All right. So we're going to go back here to filter.
You need to start over.
Yep.
The problem is we don't have the cities anymore. Whatever we did got rid of the cities. Chris says, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that does stuff like that. So that's why I recommend, guys, always get the backup and try to do as many edits as possible outside of Launchpad. Get everything as final as possible in a Google Doc ready to go. But if you guys watch the tutorial as well, you guys will see me run through and execute this. Another example for you guys in that Google Doc. And the execution map that we just gave you guys. Somebody, Sarvi says, can this be used with Canadian cities? It can't be as of yet. We only right now support the U.S. So the only thing I think that we don't have is the we don't have the randomized cities and countries in there, but that's okay, Ryan. Let's just go ahead and let's take them through and show them just how to finalize the dripping of the local spinner and the confirmation page.
Yep.
So we want to actually schedule ours out. Still got to do a couple updates with those images, and I don't want to keep everybody.
Yep. So we'll click on to next.
You need to, so click, yep, and then OK. Yep. So now in the title, you just need to spin something. So we put in a little stop to make sure that you guys did some type of spin. So at the beginning even, you could even just do like, you could do a little spin like best. Wrong curly bracket.
Oop.
Or you could do emergency or 24-hour, or you could do all three.
There we go.
Right.
All right.
That's it. Let's do next.
Two pages every one day.
So basically, you guys are going to see the summary, but we're not going to go ahead and hit submit because we obviously have some work
Tweaks.
to do yet. Some tweaks, especially the image sizes. We had it all basically all ready to go except for the image sizes. So what I recommend is a max width on your images of something like 300 or 400 pixels wide. But ultimately, guys, it's going to depend upon what template you guys choose.
Yep.
So we're using the full width template, so we can make the images a little bit bigger without it, kind of overtaking the page or the post.
Yep.
So cool, man. Let's jump back over into
So
the
that was the
execution.
local spinner. Easy stuff. Step 8, competitive analysis. So this is the last step, guys, of the execution checklist number 4. And basically what we're going to be doing is, some competitive research and analysis to see what else we need to do to compete organically inside of Google. So kind of some prerequisites for this step. We need to find the top 3 to 5 organic ranking competitors in our niche. And we should have gotten this information from our keyword research back in checklist number 3. So don't include big sites, only use sites that are going after your specific area, local sites. We don't want to do any Yelp citation sites, things like Weebly, any of that we want to exclude as well. And then once we've got that, those 3 to 5 kind of organic ranking competitors, we want to go ahead and get some initial stats on them. So we want to use either with those organic domains and get the following on each of them. We want to get their Moz, we want to get the domain authority, we want to get the number of links that they have from Majestic, and then when you get that number, you're going to download the backlinks that we have. We're going to find the number of pages that they have. So basically, we're going to get that information. Is their on-page estimation? Is it good? Is it okay? Is it really poor? Do they have a mobile responsive site or a responsive site? Yes or no? If they have a blog even, when was their last post? Was it years ago? Was it just recently? And then from this, what we're going to be able to do is get an understanding of what we need to do to rank in that 3-pack. We'll get an idea for how long that will take. And then the second part of this, when we're categorizing the competitors' links, we're going to basically take the backlinks that we downloaded and saved from step 1 a moment ago, and we're going to classify them. Were they directory links? Were they mentions on a guest post or blog? Were they sidebar links? Were they footer links? Were they article directories, blog comments? Was it a resource page? Was it a blog network? And what if we're analyzing competitors out there, and there are no links are showing up in Majestic or Open Site Explorer? That's going to be really good because it means we got a 99% chance, it's like a 99% chance that they're using a PBN and they're blocking those crawlers. So we're not going to be able to tell that. Part 3.
So
yeah.
I see Ryan. Somebody's asking if you need a free or paid Moz and Majestic account. So guys, for Moz, all that you guys need is a free account. There's also lots of tools that will do like bulk. If you do a search in Google for bulk PADA checker, there's tools out there that will do it for you too. If you guys get the Moz toolbar or the Moz bar, you guys can get all the information that you guys need for free using one of those two solutions in terms of Moz's stats, right? But for Majestic, you're either going to need an account, or here's a little tip, guys. There's people on Fiverr and other marketplaces that for $5 will run the reports that we're looking to pull from Majestic and other places, right? So we need the backlinks from Majestic, and in order to pull all of them, guys, you need a paid account.
Yep.
So
cool. Then the last part of this checklist, guys, we're going to build the links from what we get from that. So we're basically going to take those backlinks that we categorized from that previous part, and we're going to highlight the rows and then links that you can get yourself. Then you basically go get the links and hire an outsourcer to do it, and you've got them. Everybody kind of get that? Good. So pretty in-depth, pretty robust checklist here for checklist 4. So a lot of stuff to get taken care of. But basically, by the end of this, again, what we've gotten, we found our authority listings. We started boosting our authority listings. We created some custom maps and got some awesome links for citations that we can use inside of Google. We set up some automation with our money site social profiles. So that's some if this then that stuff. So we're expanding our reach with SendWire. We got that taken care of. We built out our local landing pages with the local spinner. And for every city around us on our lead gen site, you saw how quickly we were able to get the cities we were going after, spun the content, put it in there, schedule out all those pages in, just a few minutes of work here for the next month. It's going to be dripping out 2 pages a day. And then we ran some competitive analysis to figure out what else we need to do to rank better organically. And then we've got a list from our competitors that we can obviously build. So I'm sure we're going to have some questions here with the remaining time.
Ryan, I saw a question about the last one.
Mm-hmm.
You can scroll all the way down to the bottom. So guys, the reason that we categorize specifically our competitors' links as these categories is so that we can go rebuild these backlinks, right? Who can tell me out of this list what categories are easy to go rebuild? Meaning you can go rebuild them yourself, meaning get a link there, or you could pay a VA to go do it, or an outsourcer. Directory links, blog comments, right? Article directories. Okay. Those you guys can turn over to just about anybody, right? The other ones you guys are going to have to be a little smarter with, right? The guest posts or blog mentions, blog networks, okay, sidebar links and footer links. There's a damn good chance if it's a sidebar link or it's a footer link that it's a paid link. Okay, resource pages. In local specifically, there's lots of resource pages for giving that you'll find from your competition, like giving to charity, right? They'll donate to charity, and so they're listed on some site. And guys, these are easy links to grab. We grabbed a crazy link the other day. It was about a month ago, actually, for a site. It was crazy authority and page authority too. And I think we grabbed it for $20 one time by donating to this site. Right? Nice little cherry little local site. So I think that answers that question.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's see.
So I think that's that.
So what percentage of our competition do we think is building links like these? I mean,
None.
yeah. Who's doing this?
The traditional businesses that you guys are going to find aren't building links like we are, right? You guys should be able to know very, very quickly if you open up Majestic and look at somebody's backlinks, if they're an SEO or not, right? Or if they have an SEO company working for them. Somebody said if we did all this for a local client, how much would it be worth? Well, it's relative, right? What's your client's average customer value and how many customers are you selling them, right? That's why we do lead gen. And that's why we go after the niches that we choose, go after the niches with the money in them. It's one of the reasons why we're going after water damage, obviously. $200 a call it's worth. I can generate 35 calls a week from one of these sites. Why would I do anything else? There is no best niche. Somebody asked in the chat, is restoration the best niche? There is no best niche. The best niche is your interpretation, right? And there's a lot of things that obviously go into that equation. How competitive is it, right? What's the average customer value? What are the conversions like? But most people think of a lot of those things, but what they don't think about is, do you actually like dealing with those types of companies? Do you enjoy talking to roofers or lawyers or dentists? Personally, I hate talking to white-collar people, right? I hate selling to those, right? I'd much rather work with some blue-collar people.
Jill's asking if that's $200 per call. Yeah, Jill.
Yep.
Doug says the best niche is the one you have got a paying customer for. Yeah.
All right, guys. So let us know if you guys have any questions. Ryan and I both got to jump here.
And obviously, guys, anything that we don't get to or we haven't touched on, give us a call, set up a consult with me, put that link in the chat, and then anything technically you're running into, please submit a ticket to our support department. We'll get it taken care of for you.
Are you selling something? Mark says. We're not. We're not
Nope.
selling anything.
Nope. Mel, if you're trying to call, we probably have somebody on the other line. Just leave a voicemail. We'll make sure to get back to you this afternoon. No problem. Gregory, it's just web1.co/consult, bud.
The links for the checklist, fellas, are in the chat. All of them. All 4. Just a quick reminder in case anybody missed it, the next call, Ryan, you have that date and time?
I believe January 6th at 2 p.m. is going to be when we're kicking off the sales one.
So you guys have until January 6th. Get the shit done. Get caught up before we move on to sales, all right?
Run into anything, let me know, guys.
All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Get with us if you need us. You know where to find us, web1support.com. You know how to get in touch with us on the phone, too, 561-841-1832. And if you guys want a consult with Ryan, I would suggest you guys get them quick. With the holidays and his schedule, those are going to go fast, I'm sure. So thanks again, Ryan, man. I appreciate you helping me on this one and kind of taking the lead.
No problem, buddy. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. See you guys.